Hey guys, this is Hell Hades, free to play. Guys, we're coming in for a fusion update. We are 6 days into the Helicath fusion. I'm going to give you an update on my free to play account, how it's progressed, what I'm focused on today and for the next few days. And I've got to say, like, I've stressed it a few times. If you are starting to wane, let's say you've got the goat so far and you're thinking, Carl, this is feeling like a grind. This fusion is like a once a year fusion in terms of quality. In terms of quality of champion, I think he's probably a top 5 champion in the whole game. I'm not being paid by Plarium to say this. Like, I'm giving you my honest opinion. We won't see another fusion as good as this in 12 months. So this is the one, if you're going to do it, if you really enjoy this game, this is the one to knuckle down and get it done. Get it over the line. Because if you don't, then you're probably going to be feeling sorry for yourself for the next 12 months until another banger like Helicath comes out. So let's jump into my account. Let's jump into what I've done so far. And I've got to say, so far, so good. So here we are. We're on day 123. For all the haters out there, like, oh, you're lying. You're not free to play. Like, I really don't need, I don't need to lie in a game like this. If I couldn't do it because I had to pay money, I would just say, damn, I'm not in a spot to do it. Yeah, that's literally what I would say because I want it to be a real view of what a free-to-play goes through. So this is my free-to-play account. I'm on day 123. We're on day 6 of the fusion. And I've got to say, I've dipped into quite a lot of the resources that I had banked. My 3 lots of 200 energy are gone. Quite a lot of the resources I had in my inbox, gone. Some of that is because I don't have the true free-to-play mentality. I do have that kind of, I'm a real person here. I do have that inbuilt impatience, which I'm trying to get out of my free-to-play game because it just drives poor decision-making. But that's the honest truth. My decision-making can push that a bit. But also, I knew there's some stuff that I wanted to achieve above and beyond, really, just getting this fusion. So let's dip into where I'm at and what I've been doing. I'm in a good spot. I've got all of the goats so far. They're all in the bag. And I even managed to, on the champion chase here, get that first legendary tome. So I got to literally 3,000 free points. You can just see it at the bottom here. I got that first legendary tome because I was kind of finding the odd ancient shards along the way. I got a couple in the market. I actually pushed faction wars a bit more. And I got another ancient from here. I got an ancient for completing my weekly quest a few days ago. And I also got an ancient from Nightmare Clan Boss. I also got, by the way, a Sacred from Nightmare Clan Boss this week, which is massive. It's so massive on the free-to-play. So, yeah, so I was able to pull a few more shards than I expected to. Out of all of those shards, I still didn't pull anything too crazy. I got 1 epic in, I think, all of the shards I did on the free-to-play. So I didn't push my scores up tons, but it got me a bit. Now, I was able to do a couple of other things. I got the first epic here fused and in the bag. That got me 250 points. And I also fused one of the King Agashis along the way, which again got me some extra points. So I was kind of like pulling out all the stops to try and get that legendary tome because they are scarce. They're really difficult to get. And in the end, I actually pulled about 350 or so mystery shards whilst doing the champion training to get myself over the line on that legendary tome. And that was one of the things which used up quite a lot of my saved energy because I didn't want to do it in an inefficient way. But it has meant then the champion training now, I am in a good spot. So I've pushed myself up way past the goat. And I'm looking at this again to say, damn, I've got, what, 2 days, I think? 2 days. I can get another legendary tome here pretty comfortably. But before I do that, I am a little bit nervous. I'm not nervous. I am aware that I've also got to complete Ice Golem. Yeah, and I've got just over 2 days on Ice Golem as well. And I don't have the goat yet. So priority 1, get the goat on Ice Golem. Priority 2, can I get that legendary tome from the champion training? But if we look at the kind of schedule here, we're actually in a bit of a good spot, really. So I'll show you Artifact event in a minute. That's just, did you level up enough stuff? But I'll show you something quite interesting here. We've got the champion training event running right now. We've got the Ice Golem event running alongside it. And it's just kicked in a new Dungeon Divers. So all three of these now are synergizing nicely together. And if you hadn't done your artifact enhancement event yet, again, the silver you're earning and the items potentially that are dropping are going to kind of, all merge together. So you've almost got like 4 events all helping each other out, which is great. They have actually done this in a pretty nice way. Like so far, a lot of the things are helping each other out, which is good. And there's not too much kind of like cross energy manipulation going on. And it gets to Thursday here where the Ice Golem stops. The champion training will stop. The Dungeon Divers is still active. And the Dungeon Divers then like feeds into the next Fire Night. So you might actually take a bit of a Thursday break and then reignite on Friday. You also might, and this is something for those that perhaps didn't get the memo early on, you might take the Thursday as a Spirit Keep day for your energy and get those Spirit Pots, because you've got to ascend all of these epics, all of the rares, before you can get Helicath. You've got to do it before the end. Otherwise, you'll end up spending 200 gems opening up that Spirit Keep when you don't need it. So it's time to do the maths again. It's time to go back in your pots and be like, where am I at? Where am I at versus what do I need? And you'll have to do that for however many more goats you need to get and however many more epics you need to sort out. But you can see here, I did quite a lot of pre-farming. And, that's the same for your arcane pots as well. But at least that one's open every day. So, yeah. So, I'm in a decent spot. I know that I've got a Fire Night coming up. And I've got Spider at the end. And I know that at the moment, my teams for those 2 dungeons farm at a lower level than my Dragon and my Ice Golem. Dragon, I farm 17 auto comfortably. I can do 20, but it's not 100%. So, I come back down to 17. Ice Golem, I farm 17 comfortably, which I'll show you a run in a second. So those 2 have been strong for me. I know that Fire Knight and Spider potentially will use more energy because I'm just farming a lower level. Therefore, I get less points per run. Yeah, so you kind of need to factor those things into your head as well around your energy. I don't want to use any more gems now. I just want to hold gems, and I want to use my daily energy as it refills, and try and just hold on to this last free gift of 1,000 energy here. Now, obviously, I've got my XP boost running all the time we're doing champion training, and I've got the artifact event at the moment to this weird spot, really. I finished. I got the goat. Yeah, so that was done. Now I'm wondering in my head, like I'm at 4,500 points. 700 points more will gain me 200 energy. Yeah, so 700 points is basically like 6-star in, I'd say taking something to level 16 twice. And in my head, I'm wondering like, okay, so it cost me quite a lot of silver to do that. But is that worth it? Because the 200 energy will give me more farming time, more training, but also more silver. So, does that 200 energy almost pay? It won't pay itself back properly, but I wonder if it will pay itself back to a reasonable level that's actually worth me doing that. So I probably will do that. Just take something else up to 16 or 2 more things up to 16 and get that over the line. Get the extra 200 energy for farm. But we do need to bear in mind that there is another artifact enhancement event dropping in a few days here. So, my silver's quite low. I would need to... my silver went right down to about 1 million to get to that level. I've topped up another 4 million since. But yeah, that is just a little bit of a concern. Yeah, we do have things like the clan shop has just reset. It didn't reset with energy. Yeah, so that was something we were hoping for, an energy reset. That didn't happen. It came as a chicken again, which is kind of worst case scenario for this moment in time. But the silver is not a bad buy here if you're really struggling for silver. So that's not a terrible option to pick up if you just need to get the artifact events over the line. So I'm just going to show you my Ice Golem run. I just want to talk through Ice Golem a little bit because it is a bit of a... It's one of the most annoying dungeons in a sense. The drops generally are not good, albeit reflex gear you do not want to get rid of. Reflex gear down the line, or even right now, is pretty damn solid. You want 100% team, okay? And Ice Golem is quite tricky to get 100% team on because you can just get like freak amounts of damage coming at you. So what I would suggest is make sure that your team is 100%. Keep an eye on what's going on, especially when there's super raids in play, and try and make sure that if you're not 100%, you just drop down to the next sensible level to do it. Now, I've got in my team a drop defense champion to help me with waves. I've got a wave clearer in a seer who also does some good damage against the boss. I've got HP burn and poison, which is great for the boss in terms of not activating his retribution hit. If you do damage through poison, he won't do that same retribution hit that you get sometimes. And I've got one version of a decrease attack, but it's not consistent. And that's my weakness right now. I actually need somebody who can do AoE decrease attack. I do have a Caden that can do it. It's just not very well built, and I don't want to waste silver right now. But that is, and this is 100% team, so I'm not too concerned. But it's something you need, like someone like a Stag Knight. Caden's actually good for it because he can revive as well. But someone who's going to put decrease attack like this on the boss. Yeah, because that will just keep your survivability up way higher. You want to kill these ads. If you can get block revive on these ads, it's even better because it just means that you don't get... I'm probably going to get a big swing on me right now. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't. Here it comes. So when the 2 ads are up, he ignores all of your defense. Yeah, but I do have decreased attack on him right now, and I do have heal reduction on him, which Venom Mage is giving me a good, juicy 15% straight less damage. It's like I've got a mini strengthen on my team. So I've got a team out here that's doing good damage in a reasonable time, and I've got the kind of key fundamentals that I need within the team to make sure that I don't lose runs. Yeah, and then at this point, you're just like, is it hit or miss? Reflex gear, but terrible. So then we go again. But make sure that, I'd say out of all the things I've just spoken about there, the decreased attack on the boss is one of the biggest, and some sort of damage mitigation or some sort of way of keeping those ads down is big. So, you know, even like an Armager can do an A2 and block revive the ads. Someone like a Phoenix is huge in terms of just smacking those ads down and they don't get back up again. But yeah, bring in or someone, if you're as advanced as a Lydia, that would just stop the revive happening. But you do want a 100% team against Ice Golem because it is just kind of like slow grind points. I feel like I don't know why. I just feel like it's the worst place to come. It's so boring in here. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm going to keep grinding up. Good luck on the fusion. Keep it together. And, you know, we're about a week in, so near enough halfway through it. Keep it together. This one's worth it once we get this guy at the end of the game. Woo! I've been Hell Hades. Free to play. I will see you later.